Hello, everyone. Good afternoon from England, and welcome to IELTS Speaking Halloween edition. Is anyone here? Please let us know. Co-host, are you ready to come and join us? Co-host, are you ready? So we're going to do an IELTS presentation as always, and then we are going to do the IELTS questions, the IELTS tasks as usual, but the difference will be it's going to have a Halloween theme. So let's get our co-host on stage. Co-host, are you ready? Okay.
Hello, Chris.
You today? How are you?
Good.
Yeah, sorry, I was supposed to be some kind of demon or witch, but I couldn't afford the outfits, so I just improvised.
Oh.
Are you ready to do IELTS speaking and talk about Halloween?
Yes.
Good. What do you know about Halloween?
Well, I know that children go trick or treating on Halloween.
Trick or treating, what is that?
Well, it's when you go to somebody's house and you ask sweets. If they do not give you sweets, you make a trick.
Yeah, you do a trick or something bad. Yeah, so Halloween is a funny thing. So originally, no, it's big in America, but it came from Ireland originally, most of the stuff. And people believed that there wasn't just one world, there were two worlds. What are those two worlds?
The land of the living and the land of the dead.
Yeah, and usually there is like a safe barrier between the two worlds. So land of living and land of the dead, so the dead cannot get through. But on Halloween, for some strange reason, the barrier disappears just for one night, and the land of the living and the land of the dead crash into each other, and all chaos come to Earth. Luckily for us, it's not Halloween yet, just another 2 days. We're just getting this one in early. Okay, so we're going to start with the usual plan. What's the usual plan for the lesson?
An IELTS presentation.
Yeah, so let's just get that ready. Let me disappear into my classroom. And you're going to teach everyone about IELTS as usual. So we just have the funny pictures of me working all over the world. We've done that. And then, yeah. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel and like it so I can grow the thing. No one seems to really watch any of the videos, but maybe people will one day. Okay, so IELTS, IELTS, what does it stand for?
It stands for International English Language Testing System.
Exactly, and that's what it does. It tests your language to see how good you are at English. Okay, and what is the scoring system?
The scoring system is from 0 to 9.
0 to 9. And what is a good score that most people want?
8.
8. Okay, well, that's a very good score. Yeah, most people want 6 plus. So 0 is no English, 9 is proficient. That means you are as good or nearly as good as a native. You can use English for everything you need. 6 plus is very good. Next question, why do people study IELTS?
People study IELTS just to get a certificate of their English level, or to get a job in an English-speaking country, or to study at an university.
Yeah, let's check. What does computer say? Yes, that is correct. What are the different kinds of IELTS tests?
The different kinds of IELTS tests are speaking, listening, reading, and writing.
No, we don't mean that. Those are the skills. What are the two different kinds of tests?
General and academic.
Yeah, good. And what's the difference?
The difference is that general are not so hard as academic.
General is not so hard as academic. Yeah. So academic will have harder reading and writing sections. Okay, what's the format of the IELTS exam? And this is where you tell us about the 4 skills. What are the 4 skills?
Speaking, listening, reading, and writing.
Okay, yes. And tell me about each one. Let's start with writing. How many parts for writing?
Writing has 2 parts.
Yeah, good. So diagram, description, essay, opinion, essay. Reading, how many parts?
Reading has reading has 3 parts, I think so.
Reading has 3 parts, yeah. So 3 texts, usually 40 questions. Okay, listening, how many parts?
Listening has 4 parts.
Yes, so they are a mixture of monologues, that's one person speaking, and dialogues, 2 or more people speaking. But the star of the show today is speaking. And how many parts in speaking?
So speaking has 3 parts.
Yeah, good. And what are the 3 parts?
Simple personal questions, about 5 minutes. Short speech with questions and difficult discussion questions.
Yeah, parts 1, 2, and 3. That's what we're going to do today. What is the speaking marking criteria? What is the examiner listening for?
For fluency and coherence. Fluency means you talk with a good speed, and coherence means that everything you say is about one subject.
Yeah, good. Good speed, fluency, and also it's about not hesitating, not going, not stopping. What's the next speaking criteria, marking criteria?
Lexical resource.
Yeah, what does this mean, lexical resource?
Lexical resource means how you use the words. How many words do you know?
Yes. So do you use the correct word? Is it accurate? And also, do you have a wide range? Don't just use big when you could use a more interesting word, a synonym, for example, enormous. Okay. And what's the next marking criterion?
The next marking criteria is grammatical range and accuracy.
Yeah, what does this mean? Grammatical range and accuracy.
It means how you use the tenses.
Yeah, all your grammar. Tenses are a big part of grammar, but also the other parts of speech, nouns, adjectives, adverbs, are they all correct? We have some people watching. That's quite fun. 3 people. Hello, everyone. Can you introduce yourself for who's watching? Do you want to come on stage even? Welcome to the Halloween edition of IELTS Speaking. And yeah, what's the final speaking marking criteria?
Pronunciation.
Pronunciation. What does that mean?
It means, does everybody understand you?
Yeah, but this is about the not using the right words, the right grammar. This is, do they understand you because you have the right sounds? So, for example, if I say I am an English teacher, is that good pronunciation?
No, that is bad pronunciation.
Yes, one of the sounds is wrong. It's not teacher, it's teacher. So that's a phonetic error. If I say I'm an English teacher, is the pronunciation okay?
No, you had sound vowel.
That is called a word stress error. So I stressed or I made too loud, put much emphasis on the wrong syllable, which is the sound unit. Okay, let's get going. I think I put the questions in somewhere. There we go. We have special IELTS speaking Halloween questions just for today, courtesy of my good friend, Mr. Chat GPT. Okay, let's get going. So it's about 5 minutes for this section. And so I will not be me now. I will introduce myself as the examiner. So try and give about 20 seconds for your answers. Answer the question. Give a reason, give some details, maybe some examples. I will give you feedback after each one. Okay, so I will change into a different person. Okay, good afternoon. My name is Damien Diablo, and I am your IELTS examiner. So we have done the writing, we've done the reading, we've done the listening. Time for speaking now. Can I take your name, please? Just your first name.
Vavara.
Vavara, that's an interesting name. I wonder where that's from. Okay, so we're going to start with part one, simple personal questions. Give about 20 seconds for your answers. Answer the question, give a reason, give details, an example. Do people in your country celebrate Halloween?
Yes, people in my country are very eager to celebrate Halloween. For example, there is a special park in Russia called Sochi Park, and every Halloween it has a show with a bat which flies all over the stage. It is quite fun even for me, who doesn't celebrate Halloween so eager.
Good. So you answered the question, you gave details, you've got a special park near you, which has a flying bat, maybe not a real bat, a pretend bat. Good vocabulary, eager, which means keen, you really want to do something. Also good, what was the other thing? Good fluency. Careful, there was eager, it was used incorrectly at the end, unfortunately. You used it as an adverb when it should be an adjective. I can't remember the sentence you said. Okay, how do you usually spend Halloween?
I usually spend Halloween by making a special park called the Big Bat Park in my house for my parents. For example, every Halloween I have a special show called Super Cat in the Big Bat Park, which is about a cat who fights monsters on Halloween night.
Yeah, good. So you answered the question. You said you have a bat show, and you gave details of who you do it for. It was good language, good fluency. Did you? The number 3 is a bit strange because you are a child now. Let's go further back. Did you celebrate Halloween when you were an even younger child?
Yes, I celebrate Halloween when I was 5 years old and 6 years old. For example, the Bat Park, I always had it, but it has changed over time. The Bat Park is much better now because I have bigger ideas for it now.
Good. You answered the question and you gave details. So you talked about when you were 6, when you were 7, and some map park, which sounds interesting. Careful with the grammar. So you wanted to talk about the past simple. What is the past simple form of celebrate?
Celebrated.
Yeah, so you should have said I celebrated. How many more should we do? Maybe one more. What do you think about dressing up in costumes?
This might be a bad idea because the costumes might scare the other people. For example, in Sochi Park, the people dressed up as skeletons, vampires, and spiders, and everyone was scared of them.
Good. So you gave your opinion. You didn't like it. You gave a reason because people are scared. That was good language, good fluency, I think. Let's try. I don't know about. You shouldn't really watch horror films. Are you? I don't think.
I watched them.
Are you allowed to? How old are you?
8 years old.
Do you not get super scared?
No. I don't.
Well, let's just ask the other one, shall we? Have you ever been to a Halloween party?
I have.
What was it like?
I have never been to a Halloween party because mostly this is for people under 18 years old, and my parents do not let me go out of the house myself.
Good. So you gave the reason. You said no. And the reason is your parents won't let you. That was good. English, good fluency. Shall I add another one that you haven't prepared for?
What about the horror films, please? I want to answer.
But I don't think we should talk about horror films because children shouldn't really watch horror films, should they?
I have prepared an answer.
Yeah, I don't know if this will get me in trouble.
It won't.
Okay, imagine you were old enough to watch horror films. Do you think you would enjoy watching horror films around Halloween? Why or why not?
I would enjoy watching horror films around Halloween, mostly because Halloween is a good time to watch them. For example, I want to watch a special movie about monsters from another planet.
Good. So you answer the question and you use would. Yeah, would means an imaginary situation, not a real situation. You give a reason just because it's. I'm sorry. Well, we use would, so it's not a real situation. So you said, yeah, because it's just a normal thing to do. You gave an example. Space movie adventure. I'm not sure that's a horror film, is it? Maybe Aliens, something like that.
Yes, Aliens. It's very scary.
Okay, so I just need to add an extra question. So because we prepared for these ones a little bit, didn't we? Let's make a new question. So you go to a Halloween party. Would you be a witch or a cat? Why?
I would be a witch because it is quite hard to have a cat costume. You need to make the ears, the tail, and that is a lot more harder than just to get a pretty hat and dress on.
Yeah. Good. So that was a bit harder. Yeah, you answered the question. You said a cat to give the reason, but you said it was more difficult. You said a cat, yes?
Yeah.
Or which? Yeah, I haven't seen many people going as cats. It must be quite difficult to make a cat costume. Yeah, so the fluency was a little bit lower, but that's understandable. It was quite a difficult question. So let me go back to my classroom and part 2. What is IELTS speaking part 2?
It's the long term.
Yeah, what does that mean, the long term?
Well, you have to speak for quite a long time.
How long do you have to speak for?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Yeah. So we start with 1 minute preparation. Then try and talk for 2 minutes, and then the examiner will ask you a question or two. Okay. So what do you need to do this task? Stopwatch, pen, and paper. Do you have those things?
Yes, I can get some paper, pen, and a stopwatch.
Okay, so here's the task. I would like you to describe a memorable Halloween celebration you have experienced or would like to experience. You should say where it took place, who you were with, or what people did during the celebration, and explain why it was or would be memorable for you. 1 minute preparation time starts now. Go. Okay, and 1 minute is up. I hope you're finished. Okay, so yeah, I would like you to describe a memorable Halloween celebration you have experienced or would like to experience. You should say where it took place, who you were with, what people did during the celebration, and explain why it was or would be memorable for you. So remember the formula, do an intro, answer question 1, answer question 2, answer question 3, answer question 4, then do a finish. Try to talk for 2 minutes, but certainly 1 minute. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, when you're ready, please begin and I will start the clock.
I'm going to describe a memorable Halloween celebration that I have experienced. I should say where it took place, who I was with, what people did during the celebration, and explain why it was memorable for me. I am going to describe a memorable Halloween celebration that I have experienced. It took place in my house in Sochi, which is in the south of Russia. I was there with my mum and dad.
Oh. Okay.
My parents were watching the special show and listening the special speech I made for Halloween night. This was memorable for me because on that Halloween night I had my first special show called Super Cat. It happened on the couch. I held my stuffed toys and talked for them. I have described a memorable Halloween celebration that I have experienced. I have said that it took place in my house. I was there with my parents and explained why it was memorable for me.
Yeah, good. Are you happy with that?
Oh, well,
Okay,
Right.
did you, I'm sorry?
well, quite happy.
Okay, did you complete the task?
Yes.
Yeah, so you gave an introduction and then you said where it was. It was your house, yes?
Yes.
You said you were with your parents, and then you said you did some kind of, was it a cat show or a bat show or something?
A super cat
Super
show.
cat show, yeah. Is that connected to Halloween?
Well, it's just about a cat who fights monsters on Halloween night.
Yeah, that sounds like a good Halloween theme to me. And it was memorable, I think you said, because it's the first time you had done that, was it?
Yes, it was my first super cat show.
Then you did the finish. So it sounded like good, mostly good fluency. There was a little pause where you suddenly stopped. Do you remember stopping?
Yes, I remember. So my phone went crazy.
Is it because I sent you a message about your paper?
Yes.
Maybe. Someone had their paper covering up. It was a bit strange. Yeah, maybe I distracted you. But yeah, apart from that, the fluency was mostly good. Did you use any good vocabulary for the examiner?
Well, memorable.
Well, that was kind of in the question, wasn't it? So that doesn't really count.
Speech.
But I'm sorry?
Speech. Halloween night.
Well, that's also in the vocabulary. I can't remember, but it sounded good. The language sounded accurate, and it was good pronunciation. There weren't any, I don't think you mispronounced any words. Okay, and then what's going to happen next? What is part 3 of part 2?
Oh, you asked me some questions.
Yeah, good, because part 3 really has 3 separate little parts. Part 2, part 1 is preparation, part 2 is the speech, and part 3 is like follow-up questions. Okay, so you say you did a Supercat show, and Supercat had to did it for your parents, and Supercat had to fight various monsters to save the day. Which monsters were these that Supercat had to fight?
I remember some monsters which Supercat had to fight. There was a monster called the Big Black Spider. It was a spider who was eager to find a special ball which Supercat took away from him. Also, there was a monster called Goblin. He had a cauldron and was making lots of spells.
That sounds fun. So he had to fight Spider Monster and Goblin Monster. Sorry, Supercat. Is Supercat a boy cat or a girl cat?
A boy cat.
I see. Okay, then it's the next part. What is part 3 IELTS speaking?
Well, it is discussion topics.
Yes, so these are the difficult questions, but we can guess what it's going to be about, can't we? Because part 3 is always connected to part 2. What is it about?
Halloween.
Halloween, yeah. So we could start to think about that. Okay, let's get started. Remember, these will be difficult questions, so you might have to use special thinking phrases. Do you remember the thinking phrases we practiced?
Yes, I remember them.
For example, what is a thinking phrase?
In my view...
Well, that's not a thinking phrase, that's an opinion phrase. A thinking phrase is... That's an interesting question. Why do we use thinking phrases?
Well, so we don't have any hesitation at
Yeah, because these questions can be very difficult, and sometimes you think your brain can suddenly go blank, and there will be nothing in your brain. Your brain will turn into a giant jelly, and it won't happen. So say a thinking phrase, and it can give you 5 or 10 or even more seconds to think. Oh, that's an interesting question. Why do I think some people enjoy being scared during Halloween? Again, and then you can use your opinion phrases. Do you remember your opinion phrases?
Yes, in my view, I think so. I think
that, yeah. In my opinion, etc. Yeah, and you can have agreement phrases as well. Yeah, I completely agree. I 100% agree. Well, I'm afraid I disagree. Yeah, so actually, really, we want opinion phrases, agreement phrases, disagreement phrases. Okay, so these are quite difficult questions, so you really have to think about them. Why do you think people enjoy being scared during Halloween?
I think that they are just used to it because they have watched a lot of horror films and they are used to the people scaring them.
Yeah, it sounds to me a bit like you're talking about like addiction. Remember that word addiction? Something that you've had and you can't stop. Like some people are addicted, unfortunately, to alcohol or other bad things. Are people addicted to being scared in horror films? It's funny because some people think these feelings like bad are unpleasant, like sadness and fear. But other people, they want to feel these feelings and will get films so they feel these feelings. And you say, yeah, they're used to them. Maybe they're addicted to them. Do you think Halloween is becoming too commercial?
Yes, I think that Halloween is becoming too commercial. For example, in Sochi Park, which is in the south of Russia, there is a special shop which has skeletons, spiders, and other silly things, and it costs very much.
Yeah, good. So commercial, if you don't know about commerce and making money, I mean, people we can call like purists think celebrations should be about having fun, not about businesses making money. But some businesses seem to make big money out of selling silly things like giant spiders and witches' hats. And you don't like it either. And you've given me an example of a place in Sochi, near where you are, which sell. Make a lot of money selling Halloween stuff. Okay. Oh, we've got someone in the audience. Marika, hello there. Okay, so yeah, if you're watching, if you're wondering why I've got this ridiculous outfit on, it's the IELTS special. I couldn't afford to get a good outfit like a demon mask or a witch's thing, so I just improvised. Vavara co-host, what are you wearing? What's your outfit?
Well, I am a good witch with a unicorn and jack-o'-lantern.
Oh yeah, you've got all of the stuff. You didn't want. I asked you if you wanted to be a normal witch, but you didn't because you said normal witches are a bit evil.
Yes.
You wanted to be a good witch. Are there good witches?
Well, yes.
What do good witches do?
Well, they keep pet ponies.
Oh really? They don't have cauldrons and do spells and stuff like that, do they?
Well, they might do good spells.
Good spells. I think I could do with a good spell. Can you make me rich and famous and give me a Ferrari? Not yet. You'll need to practice your spells a bit more. What are the differences between traditional and modern Halloween celebrations?
Well, traditional Halloween celebrations are things like just have a party with your friends or go trick or treating. But modern Halloween is scary ghost houses and people almost killing other people.
People killing other people? What kind of parties are these?
No, not parties. I mean that people killing other people.
I don't want to go to one of your Halloween parties. It sounds crazy.
with costumes. And the
Okay.
people get scared.
Yeah, okay. Has that happened? You think they used to be more simple in the past? Yeah, I think Halloween, I mean, it goes back, its actual origins go back hundreds of years. But I mean, something similar to the modern one, I think at least 100 years. And I think a lot of things have changed. I don't think they would have had all the modern technology things, would they? For example, I don't think they would have watched horror films in Halloween parties 100 years ago. So things have moved on, but the traditional elements like wearing masks, I think, have remained for a long time. We can see photographs of people dressing in silly costumes like our ones more than 100 years ago. What do you think? Do you think I look like a witch or something different?
I think you look like Chris in a towel.
Chris in what?
In a towel.
In a cowl.
In a towel.
In a towel. Okay, yeah. Don't tell everyone it's a towel. Yeah, okay. For tomorrow we have another Halloween live stream. I'll maybe try and get a better outfit for that. In your opinion, should schools encourage students to celebrate Halloween?
No, schools need to not tell children how to celebrate Halloween. For example, in my music school, my teacher does not celebrate Halloween at all. She says that celebrating Halloween is like encouraging the devil. But she means that traditional celebration of Halloween. If you celebrate Halloween just like dressing up in a costume and talking with your friends about things or watching a scary movie, that is not encouraging the devil. But if you celebrate Halloween like in Sochi Park, you might be encouraging the devil.
Yeah, and no one wants to encourage the devil. He doesn't need any encouragement. He's a very naughty person. Yes, it does have negative associations. It's associated with bad things. I mean, traditionally, people like to celebrate religious festivals, and it's almost kind of anti-religious festival. So you get kind of people who have objections. Someone's got their hand up. Where's your hand up, student V?
Sochi Park encourages the devil.
Oh, that sounds a bit scary. This is a park near you, encourages the devil. How does it do that?
No, it's a park in Adler. It's
Okay, yeah, near you. What do you mean it encourages the devil? It invites the devil to its Halloween parties?
Well, kind of. It scares other people by dressing up in costumes. For example, last year it made a special graveyard which was quite far away from the park. You need to take a path. You come to a big river. On the other side, you have a place with lots of people, but there you have a path which goes through a wood. It is part of a park, but it's a kind of already wood, and they made a special place there where people who walk in the park got into costumes like ghosts with lanterns and walked on the graveyard which they made.
That sounds a bit scary. It wasn't a real graveyard. There weren't real dead people buried under it, were there? In it?
Maybe there were people.
Oh dear, yes. Okay. How do celebrations like Halloween reflect a society's attitude towards death and fear?
Halloween is not death and fear. Halloween is just a party on which you go trick or treating or just watch a scary movie. But if you're thinking of death and fear, you might be encouraging the devil.
That's a funny answer. You think it shouldn't be about death and fear, it should be about fun. I don't know. I think it definitely does show our feelings about death. It's a strange relationship society has with death. I mean, people don't really like talking about it, but people also seem very kind of obsessed, always thinking about it. We're always watching things about death on TV and murder, horror films, crime films. So I don't know. We think of a bit of a mixed, confused attitude towards death and fear. We both seem to hate them and love them. But you say you don't want your Halloween to be about death and fear.
Yes.
You just want to have a bit of fun. How do global holidays such as Halloween influence local culture?
Let me think. How would you? I think that global holidays such as Halloween influence local cultures.
Do you remember this one? So, I mean, local culture, that's the culture is about beliefs and behaviors of people. Because Halloween originally, well, we think a long time, a lot of the influences came from Ireland, then they went to America, and then America took them to the world. So a lot of people didn't have Halloween before, but some cultures had similar things. For example, the Mexican Day of the Dead. You want to say something?
Yes.
What are you going to say?
I don't really just understand the question a little bit.
Yeah, so global holidays, that global is something which is done all over the world. I mean, originally, as we said, it was mostly, well, it got big in America, but the TV and the internet has spread this over the world. So it will be celebrated in many different countries in different ways, not quite the same as America. For example, so in my country, England, it's not a traditional thing, but people will do many Halloween things here. I think your country is not a traditional thing, but they will do it. And another country I've lived in, South Korea, they did a kind of weird style Halloween, which I don't know, they got from the American influence, from the American people who came there, the soldiers who lived there maybe, and things they found on TV and the internet. What do you want to say now?
I don't know how this happened, but in 2021, Sochi Park did not celebrate Halloween. But in 2022, Sochi Park had celebrated Halloween and it did not stop. It continued.
Sorry, it stopped one year. It was not on, but the next year it wasn't.
Wait.
That's odd. Do you know why? Was the devil involved, perhaps?
Well,
The devil put a jinx on it, or?
And it had not stopped. And to this moment, Sochi Park is continuing to celebrate Halloween.
Yeah, maybe that was it a COVID thing. Do you remember COVID?
No.
Don't remember that. Maybe you were a bit young to understand what was happening. But yeah, that was like a big illness where lots of people were not allowed to go to. Sorry?
Yes, I know.
Yeah, I'm just explaining in case everyone's forgotten, and just for the English, COVID was a big illness, and it spread a lot, so people were not allowed to go in big events. That was around 2021, so maybe that was the reason. Anyway, so we finished now, and I have to go off and get some lunch. What do witches eat for lunch? Do you know? Something horrible. Did they like newts and snakes or something, or is that just for their spells?
Well, I'll eat meat, chicken meat, with my
Okay,
pony.
I'll have to get some witch recipes on YouTube. So what do we do now? What's the last part of our plan?
We say goodbye to Mr. Chris.
Well, first we're just going to do a quick review. So head witch, the good witch. Can you give us a review? What did we do today?
So we did a quick IELTS presentation. Then we started doing part 1. When we did part 2, then we did part 3, then we did a summary of everything we did.
Yeah, so this was different to normal. It was speaking, but it's not from one of the books. Usually we get them from the IELTS test books, but I got my good friend ChatGPT to make a special Halloween IELTS test. I was quite happy with it. Did you think ChatGPT gave us good questions?
Yes.
That was a funny noise. Yeah. Could you imagine those in an IELTS exam? Yeah, I hope so, because that's what we're trying to practice. But we're also just helping people talk about Halloween, just reminding you of a bit of Halloween vocabulary if you didn't know it. Okay, so yes, any more live streams coming up this week?
Yes, tomorrow we have a pure Halloween live stream.
We have what?
A pure Halloween.
A pew?
Live.
What do you mean a pew?
Pure.
A few? Do we? I don't think we do.
A pure. Only Halloween.
Oh, pure. Yes. I'm trying to find. I have a very scary picture on my computer, which I can advertise. Pure. So this is just. It's not IELTS. It is just Halloween. So we're going to have some quizzes and some Halloween games. Maybe you can help me make it ready for the live stream. Oh dear, my computer's slow. It's just processing. So that will be tomorrow, I think, at the same time, 12 p.m. midday UK time, 8 p.m. Beijing time. There we go. Can we see that? Is that nice and scary?
Yes.
Yes, and Badger is wearing a costume. What costume is he wearing?
Well, he's got a pumpkin on his head.
Yes, we can't even see he's a Badger. It might not even be Badger. It could be someone else. It could be me, or it could be Nicholas Flamel. We don't know. But it's a special kind of pumpkin. Do you know what we call those pumpkins with the scary face and the lights in them?
Yes, it's a jack-o'-lantern.
Jack-o'-lantern, and we might learn the story of Jack-o'-lantern tomorrow. So put that in your diary, same time. 12 o'clock midday UK time, 8 o'clock Beijing time, 5:30 p.m. Indian time. Thank you to everyone who came. Who came, Vavara? Can you see any people in the audience with their names?
Well,
What's that girl's name? Marika. Thank you for coming, Marika. Please come again. Okay, that's it. Okay, enjoy your day, and we hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, over and out.
Bye. Well.